Hey, we did it. We're live, YouTube. Against all odds. Okay. Yeah, thank you for blowing out my eardrums. Thank you a lot for that. Me over here at Lenovo. Or Lenovo, if you're down from Australia. All right. Boom. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, everybody. My name is Ben. I'm the Senior Community Manager over here at Lenovo Legion. Hope you're all doing well today. What's going on YouTube and Twitch? We've got Okeus, Namu, Rivalok, Fidget, Green Crab, Stress, Manatee, and Max. Hello, hello. We got a good crowd on here today. And for a good reason. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable, Fidget, because we have the new Go S to show off finally. I've been waiting for this thing to come in, I should say, so we can show it, which I think is going to be this scene. Let's check it out really quickly. Boom, there we go. Right here is the first, I think, maybe ever live stream with the Go S. This is one of our new products announced last week at CES. One of 3 new handhelds that we are, 2 with, one has 2 different operating systems, and then obviously the Go 2 is coming later next year. But this is the first one that's coming out. This is the Windows version that comes out in January to February, depending on your location. In some places you can actually pre-order it, I think, already in Europe. And North America, it's coming soon. Not sure about Asia Pacific, but it'll be available around the world soon. So I do have an early version here to look at. This is not quite final, so I can't give you actual performance benchmarks and things like that. But we are going to take a look at it today to kind of see how it looks and talk about it and just show it, because I think it's pretty cool looking, and I'm excited to be able to show it to you guys today. What's going on? Scrub Demonic Musical, welcome in. Hello, hello. Best Buy pre-order, that's right. Yeah, I think you can pre-order it. Best Buy North America, you can do it, I think, at Curry's today. Somebody said it's available in UK, and then in Europe, I think it may also be available on the Lenovo side, on Lenovo.com. You can check, but it's available soon, basically, all over the place. So what's up? Okay, it's good to see you. Thanks for your coverage of CES, by the way. I liked watching that stuff because I didn't get to go this year, unfortunately, but I liked kind of living vicariously through you and all the other content that we had, because there were a lot of cool creators there and staff too, and everybody had these fire quarter zips that apparently I didn't get from Lenovo, so I have to file an HR complaint about that. But I did get to watch all the content, at least. And I do have this one here, which is pretty cool. I think this is like, maybe I was gonna almost title the stream World's First Live Stream with Legion Go S, but it's not quite final, so keep that in mind. That's why I don't want to give full performance benchmarks, and I'm sure as soon as these are in your hands at towards the end of this month into next month, I'm sure we'll have a lot of content of that coming out. I want to at least show it here in the meantime. Yeah. And also, for those of you in North America, I'm super excited to say we're actually giving one of these away starting, I announced it on Friday. So if you're in US or Canada, you can enter to win this one basically through the whole month of January. The link, if you type !giveaway NA in Twitch, then you'll get a link to the community site that has this giveaway up for grabs. It'll run through, I think, early February, and then it'll coincide with the release of this thing. So as it becomes available to buy, we'll be pulling the winner for this, essentially, which is pretty exciting. What's up, Quentin? What's going on? Yeah, so this is the newest model, and I do have it connected to our dock here. You can see, which, spoiler, the dock works for everything, whether you have the base Go or the Go S, and then I believe even the Go 2 as well. So if you did get the dock or the accessories, you can use those as well. I do have the controller connector. The controller connector will work with the Go 2. It won't work with this one because it's all in one. I can't take the controllers off, but all the other accessories, I believe most of them should work with this. They were even, I think, showing one of the new ones we have that I don't have yet is there are thumbsticks you can swap out on these. And I think they were showing those at CES. I haven't actually tried that kit yet, but I believe it all kind of works there. Breaks embargo day 1. I think the embargo stuff's done for now, at least most of it. A lot of stuff was announced at CES. There's always stuff in the works, but yeah, a lot of the big stuff that I couldn't talk about is finally able to talk about. So thank you guys for the hype train, by the way. If you're in Twitch, thanks for the subs, bits, donos. Those all go to Extra Life, which is a charity that supports kids in hospitals. So appreciate you if you are doing any of that stuff. You can't pre-order, no worries. Yeah, I'm excited to see some of the stuff. So, and just to kind of explain the portfolio again, this is our Windows version. There's a similar device it's Nebula Purple, I believe, or Nebula Violet, I think. And that one comes out close to May. That's running Steam OS. So they're both the Legion Go S, but this one, the white one, runs Windows, and the violet one will run Steam, which is pretty cool. Although I have heard that Valve plans to make the Steam OS available for other handhelds, like just as a download as well. Some people were asking about running it on the Legion Go, or I think even like potentially this one you could do. So just keep that in mind as well whenever that becomes available, which is pretty cool. That's a docking station. Yes, this is available on right now for the base Go. I just have it here, so I'm using it with the Go S as well. This camera angle makes it look really tall, so I have it kind of like at an angle like this. But it does have, I've got power, Ethernet. I even have a mouse plugged in here to connect to show you, and then HDMI and the dock itself. So there's also, I think, 2 USBs in there, and 2 USB A's and 1 USB-C, plus the power cable. So there's a lot of connectivity in there, and it's on the site if you want to get it. So it just connects really easily with one cable, which is pretty cool. What's up, Grim? How's it going? Good to see ya. So in terms of the specs of this thing, guys, it is a 16:10 screen. It is 1200p, so that's one difference from the previous generation. But excitingly, which is one of the most requested things, it is native landscape and it has VRR, which were two of the big sticking points for people from the last generation, which means that it should run things a lot more easily. In fact, I was setting up the stream this morning and I forgot how much I missed native landscape, because all the capture card stuff is a lot easier when it's native landscape. So for those of you who are making content and you want to screen grab stuff, your life gets a lot easier when it's native landscape, and it's VRR, which is very cool. What's up, Zero Fang? When does the Go 2 come out? So the 2 comes out later this year, right? It's 2025. There's not a specific date for it yet, so keep your eyes and ears out for more data and more info on that, but it should be later this year, essentially, when that's available. The white one looks cool. I think so too, Jero. I actually like it in like a dark setting. In fact, I used it for the thumbnail, and I feel like it really works well for thumbnails because it's so bright against a dark background. So pretty excited about that. I do have some games on here I want to try. I was actually playing around with Marvel Rivals a little bit. I don't think Rivals is the best game to run on this thing. It's running the Z2 Go chip, in case you were curious. But I think I really feel like I like to play indie games on these things, and it's actually, I'll probably use this thing a lot over the course of this year with a lot of the indie games that we're going to be featuring on the community to show how they run. But you could run whatever you want on here, essentially. You just have to kind of figure out how to tweak the settings a little bit, which there are some really good creators who do that too. Shout out to DeckWiz and a couple others who will just test every game out there on handhelds and find the best settings. That's pretty cool. What's going on? Namo, which color do you prefer between all the Legion Go handhelds? Between all of them? So I've only tried, you know, this one from the new generation, the white, as well as obviously the base Legion Go, which this thing's got some fingerprints on it, so don't mind it. But this is the base Legion Go that I put a skin on. The skins are pretty cool, actually. I like the skin on this one quite a bit. And there may be skins available for the new ones. I honestly don't know. I do know that I think D-Brand's making a case for this one, which is pretty cool. And I imagine, based on our track record, it's likely that our team is looking at doing skins. I literally don't know if we're doing any, but I like the white a lot. I actually have the white laptop as well, which is also Glacier White, and I think it's a pretty good match if you do have our laptops as well. I mean, it's nice to have the whole white combo. I can't even fit it in the camera here, but that's what I'd say. Although I hear that the SteamOS version with the Nebula Violet is really cool to see in person. Supposedly, seeing pictures of it and videos don't do it justice to seeing the finish on it in person. So I'm excited to check that out when it comes available as well. We will see. The dock, yeah, I've seen lots of comments on docks as well, Quentin. What's nice though is that it works for all of them. So like if you got it for the base Go and you want to use it for the Go S or the Go 2, you can still scale it up that way, which is pretty nice. Bring it back to the actual main screen here. Let me close out of space for a sec, because that wallpaper is pretty fire. I didn't design this wallpaper, sadly. I did design a lot of wallpapers, but I'm pretty happy that this is the one that's on the Go for sure. Anyone got Captain Money? Always the Captain Money. How's it going? Can you show your gameplay from Legion Go 2? So this is a Legion Go S here, Damon. I will try and show gameplay of it today. Just keep in mind it's not a quite final unit. It's very close. So I can't give you actual performance metrics on it, but we can at least show some games running on it as a demo today. That's in the plan. I actually have a scene set up here. I think it's this one. Hopefully that will capture. Yeah, so this is the actual device itself here, moving around the mouse on the trackpad. You can see there's a small little trackpad on there. So we'll do some gameplay this way today, so you can check this stuff out as well. I installed a couple things on here. I haven't had a whole ton of time to test it yet, so I'll kind of be doing a live reaction with you guys, but pretty excited. What's up, Tim? You were at Best Buy during Christmas and saw the Lenovo Legion Go display. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of Best Buys, but it's cool. A couple of retailers too, from what Ben Myers was telling us. So it's available out there. I'm sure this one, I know that the new handhelds have been shown in some retail places, or the retailers are looking at them. So I'm sure they might show up over there pretty soon too. Purple summer. I agree. Someone should do a custom skin with uploaded design hints. Oh, designs hint dbrand. I think maybe you can do custom skins with dbrand. I actually don't know enough about dbrand to know if you can do that, but you never know. I have seen some really cool skins though. There was someone who posted on the community site, they did their own Helldiver skin. I saw a lot of community custom made ones that were looking like a Game Boy, for example, or some retro handhelds that were fitted onto the Legion Go. So I'm sure there'll be some cool ones for the Go S and Go 2 coming too, if you're more of your making your own thing. What's up, Circular? Good to see you. Speakers good? Yeah, so note about the speakers. That was definitely a feedback point that the team heard with this new design generation. And that's why these are front firing here. As you can see, instead of being on top like they were on the previous generation up here, these on the Go S are right in front. And on the Go 2, my understanding is that they're still on top in the Go 2, but they're focusing on the speakers a lot in terms of like the size of them and some tweaks. So that's definitely, audio is one of the concerns that was taken in. Screen stuff, right? We talked about VRR and the native landscape display, battery life, a couple other things on there that are definitely big points. Even like the shape of it, right? I think one big feedback point was that the design of this one, sometimes for some people, they don't like the size of this. Actually, interestingly, I think if you have big hands, this actually feels pretty good. Like I have fairly big hands, and I actually like to feel this a lot. But if you have smaller hands, some people said this kind of digs into their side. So that's where this rounded design comes from. And it's also why the Go 2 has the rounded design that you can switch out those controllers for if you'd like to, which is pretty nice. Legion Go S SteamOS comes this year. Yes. So but it'll be in May if you're in North America, and probably somewhere around that for other parts of the world as well. But it's a partnership with Valve, so they have to make sure the actual software is ready for it as well. New Legion looks chubby. It's kind of similar actually. If you look at like the footprint of the base one, it's pretty comparable, but I think it's just the way that it shapes out like this, which is meant to be more ergonomic. So, and that's, I think Ben Myers put it pretty well, right? It's a trade-off, right? This one looks really sharp because of the angles, but it's also a little sharp because of the angles. So it's going to be a little bit, maybe dig into your palm if you have smaller hands. This one feels really flush, but it does look like that. So that's where the design comes from essentially. Although the Go 2 one, I think the Go 2 curves inwards a little bit more than kind of out. So I am excited to try out those controllers and see how they feel. I think that's going to be interesting to see. Anyone else excited for dbrand kill switch case for Go S? Yes, I think that's pretty cool. I didn't even know they were doing that until I watched, I think it was his Linus's video that talked about it. So that was pretty cool. Who apparently was also showing our tech on the Jimmy Fallon show last night. That was pretty funny. It's not the size, just digs in your hands if you lean backwards while playing. That's fair. And that's why I think the Go 2 controllers, if you have that problem, would be nice to switch out to if you want that more rounded feel. It is a capital S, so it's bigger than a lowercase. Exactly. Where do you get the skins for the original Go controllers? So these are on the Lenovo site if you're interested. This is, I think this one's called Legion Hero skin that I have here. Again, I've got some fingerprints on there, so don't mind that. But this one is Legion Hero. I think there's 5 different skins. There's a white one actually, so you can kind of make yours look like this if you have the base Go. There's a Galaxy one, there's like a circuit board one, and I think gray. I think that's all of them. I think Kane has the gray one. Dweeble has the white one. So yeah, if you like those, they're on the site and you can use rewards points and stuff like that too. Plus we have the the dock on here. This one actually also has a screen protector on it. I don't know if the screen protectors will be coming for this one just yet, but I know the accessories is a big focus for the Go line, so I wouldn't be surprised. Is the S monoblock? Depends what you mean by that. But the shape and color options to Legion Go S. Thank you, Namu. Yeah, and it's just to be clear, like they're functionally different too, right? Because one is Windows and one is Steam. So I like that we have those options because people are really passionate about one way or the other. Some people really like that the base Legion Go is Windows because they want to play stuff that they can't play on their Steam Deck, right? Things like that, which is what the Windows version will do for you. Or if you really like the experience of the Steam Deck, now you'll be able to have that with the SteamOS version, or just downloading SteamOS on one of the other versions. So it's a good year for handhelds if you're looking for different options, essentially. What's up, Tryhouse? Good to see you. Welcome in. Circular jumping back and forth between Twitch and YouTube. Love to see you. Thank you, Zero. Thank you. And I guess on price for just the Up-the-Go controllers, not yet, Biggie, but I'm sure when we have more info on that, we'll let you know. I think I don't know any release timing for that just yet. So as soon as I can share it, I will. All the smudges from your snacks? No, just from handling it, man. I just tend to grab the front of it a lot. But that's also why a screen protector is pretty nice. And it's the one thing I will say, if you care about like aesthetics and fingerprints and things, any white model is really nice to have because it doesn't show fingerprints as much. Like with the black ones, you'll definitely see, laptops the same way. You'll see a lot more smudges and dirt and that sort of thing if you're just handling it a lot. With the white one, at least fingerprints are really not very easy to see. So it's cleaner when you're just looking at it. D-Brand has a pre-order on tempered glass screen. Oh, really? Already? For the Go S? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Kelvin, not a fan of Glacial White. That's fair. And that's why the purple one, sorry, violet one will also be available. It's funny because everybody thinks it's black, and it does look black if you just look at the pictures of it, I guess. But it was definitely an intentional decision to make it the violet, the nebula violet color. And it seems like nobody picked that up originally. A lot of people are just saying it's black. So I have to kind of used to saying that as well. Can this be connected to an eGPU via USB-C Thunderbolt 4? Yes, no man, it can indeed, and that is a pretty popular use case for a lot of people if they want to play with the eGPU as well. And I think the dock will also support that. I really like the dock, and there's a lot of docks out there if you want to look at others, but this one that we have is really simple and minimal and makes it easy to do that essentially. I've never used SteamOS, but like running BlueStacks when Legion Go has been elite. Love that it runs Windows for that. Yeah, and I think that's where it's nice to have the options too, right? Some people even want to do a dual boot thing where they can choose, and we won't ship from the factory that way, but you could do that on yours if you wanted to. I think one thing that's really cool about the handhelds in general is there is a lot of community effort for these that's modding and customizing their own device. So whichever way you want to take it, you definitely can. You're crazy seeing fingerprints like on a fiber cloth. Well, I do too, Demonic, because like I gotta show it to all you guys. So I mean, if it's just me, like obviously this is what mine looks like when I'm not streaming, right? But if I gotta like present this and make it look all nice, then I got, even though my mouse pad, like, oh man, my mouse pad's got smudges on, I gotta wash this and make it look somewhat professional over here at the same time. You're gonna dual boot, Calvin? You definitely can if you want to. As a good brick for self-defense, I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe in a pinch you can find something to do with it. Wouldn't be my first choice for this. Will the Go 2 controllers work on the original Legion Go? Yes, they will. That was one of the biggest questions we saw coming out of this, and was confirmed the other day in our live stream with Ben Myers. If you guys missed that, we did about an hour session with Ben Myers, who's a product manager for this device. I'm a community manager, just to be clear, so I'm kind of relaying stuff between the product teams and you guys. But he actually came on the stream and did a 1 hour session just answering questions, and there was a lot of good content from that. The VOD is on our YouTube and on the community if you want to see it. And we'll probably do more sessions like that in the future with Ben, and also with some other people for laptops and other lines. Even outside of Legion, I think we're talking about doing it for ThinkBooks and yoga and everything like that, because it's been pretty popular. So pretty excited about that. Yeah, of course. But again, I think that was one of the common requests. A lot of people said there was controller work being done. I think it was kind of the best way to go with it, right? Because it was designing the better controllers for the new device, but also making them backwards compatible. So if you want to just use your existing Go and upgrade the controllers and make it feel a bit better, you definitely can do that with that. And again, if you have the controller connector, which is off to my side here, you can use the new controllers with that as well, if you'd like to. You love the launch country Legion Go S trailer. I'm glad you did, Jaro. I was telling this story when we launched it. I think it was kind of controversial at first. Well, even internally, like we got to, I wasn't involved in making that video, but they kind of showed it and people had mixed thoughts on it overall. So I'm pretty glad that you all liked it, honestly. I thought it was fun. It was definitely different. I was mostly excited that it wasn't just another cliche gamer ad, because there's so many of those. So I appreciate that we kind of did something different there. Okay, what game do you guys want to see? I played Rivals for just a second before the stream. It's okay on here. I don't think it's really the best to run on the go, but I do have a couple other indies on here. I have Animal Well, Rocket League, Ori, one of the Ori games, which is my favorite. Portal 2 maybe would be okay. Also, the one thing I haven't done on here is like update the BIOS stuff yet in terms of changing the VRAM. So I don't know how that's going to impact this, but I at least want to show a little bit of gameplay on here potentially. Elden Ring, I don't think we're going to do Elden Ring at the moment. I'm sorry. Well, the next live stream will be about 2025 Legion laptops. Yeah, so we talked to them a little bit last week, Namu, but that's what I'm saying. We'd like to have probably the product manager on and talk about some of that stuff, some of the more specific questions for sure. And yes, TriHouse, you can definitely use an eGPU with this. That's a very popular way to use the current Go, but also the ones going forward as well. The same kind of thing. Legion Go S with Z1 Extreme comes out too. That one's coming soon as well. Zovia, yeah, the one I have here is the Z2 Go chip, which is exclusive with AMD, but there is a Z1E version coming as well. Yep. Glad that you think so, Potato. I think so as well. Ben, you have tiny doll-like hands, right? How does it feel? Yeah, really dainty hands over here. Now I have pretty big hands. This feels pretty good. I guess I'll turn it around for you guys. I haven't actually shown it yet besides just the screen here. You have the IO on the top. A lot of the IO has moved to the top here, which is kind of nice. On the first generation Go, we have one USB-C on the top and one on the bottom. On this one, we actually have two on top right here, so you can just have pretty easy access there. You also have your headphone jack and your volume buttons, your power button, which, but fun fact, that red there shows the mode that I'm in right now. So you can switch between performance, efficiency, balanced. It's called different things on laptops and handhelds, or the quiet mode just for power draw. So that shows you the glance you're running. Your fan, obviously right here. On the back, you have some of the venting here, you can see, with that kind of cool honeycomb design for some cooling, as well as actually there's a couple triggers here right here that you can use. It's a little bit different from the base Go as well, and these actually feel pretty good to hit with like your middle finger when you're holding it in my testing. You also have these, which are, you can adjust the depth of the triggers essentially. So if you have them flicked all the way up, they're hair switches like this that just goes this far down. Put them down, then you get the full range if you'd like that. So it's just customization options basically if you want to. This is kind of more like clicky, and this is more that deep press if you prefer that. Kind of a cool feature. And then you've seen the front already. So bottom has a micro SD card slot if you want to put it there as well. So that's the IO of this thing in case you were curious. Yeah, trigger depth is pretty cool, right? I actually haven't played anything with the trigger depth customization before. Play Black Ops 6. I'm not a Black Ops guy. Is that bad? I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. You can see the library here, I think. I did put Human Fall Flat on here because I was hoping we could maybe run the giveaway at the same time, but that's okay. Who's the Lego S for versus the Lego 2? I love how everyone calls it the Lego. Sounds like it's French. So it depends on your use case, because keep in mind, I would kind of do three versions, right? You have the two versions of the Go S and then the Go 2, and even like the base Go, really. But the Go S is meant to be a little more portable for you if you want something that's just all in one device. It's really easy to throw in a bag. I mean, they're all pretty portable, but this one's not quite as powerful as the Go 2 in terms of the processor inside. So that's why I was saying I think it's more kind of meant for like that indie, more casual gaming type of experience. It also doesn't have the FPS mode built in with the controller where you can make it into a mouse. So that's something to keep in mind, or the detachable controllers if that matters to you. The Windows versus Steam, like I said, is really a matter of how you want to use it. I think if all your games are on Steam and you pretty much just use Steam all the time, then the SteamOS one makes sense in my mind. But if you want to use it for more things, then the Windows one might be better. Like, so a lot of people will use these actually for work or school, and they want to run things like PowerPoint or Excel or even music and video editing apps, things like that. You are going to have a tougher time doing that on the Steam version versus the Windows version. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Or if you want to do things outside of Steam. But if you just want to game with it and you have, like some people in the community, you have a ton of games on Steam, then the SteamOS thing is kind of hard to beat in that case, because it's really built for that. Whereas the Windows one is kind of built like a PC. You can do anything on it, but sometimes it takes a little bit more of figuring out to get to where you want it to go, if that makes sense. And the Go 2 is just the next flagship, right? So if you just want to get the max power that you can in a handheld, I mean, I'll let you guys, if you're passionate for handhelds too, you can say it. But from what I've seen, the Go 2 checks a lot of like wish list items for people in terms of features in a handheld. So in terms of the chip that's inside, the size of the screen, 8.8 with VRR, native landscape, 1610, runs the resolution that you need to get good battery life, detachable controllers, more ergonomic. I mean, I feel like even HDR with OLED, it's a lot of things that you might want in a handheld. So I haven't really seen a lot of, from the community comments so far, not a lot of comments of, oh, I wish I had this thing. It's more like everyone just is excited about the Go 2. And I work for Lenovo, so keep that in mind, but I've been pretty excited to see the response for it so far. The eGPU market is highly slept on, and Legion look into that. We actually made an eGPU enclosure a couple years back, and you can still find it. I still see it pop up occasionally, but it's been a bit. So yeah, maybe in the future as well. Can you play GTA and use mods on these handheld? Yeah, I mean, again, keep in mind, it's just basically a PC. So anything you can do on a PC, you can theoretically do on a handheld. You may not get, it depends on which one you get, but just keep in mind the performance. In terms of running stuff though, it's the same as any computer essentially. Yeah, it's gaming. I'm trying to get to play a game too, but there's so many questions. So I'm trying to get to the questions as well here. Tunic is one of my favorites to play on handhelds. I really feel like indie games are just so nice to sit down. Like for me, my use case for a handheld, right? I like to play the competitive stuff sitting down at a desk on my tower or my laptop, because that's like the most performance. But if I'm playing something single player, especially indie or like a story-based game, it's really nice to just grab a handheld like this and just sit on the couch and play that, and not have to worry about all the setup and sitting at a desk, and just being able to like sit on the couch and play PC games is awesome. So that's where I have a lot of indie games on here. You could run anything on here theoretically. It's just you're probably not going to get the same performance as like a top-end PC or the Go 2, right? We'll have a better chip in there, but I think anything indie for the most part you'll have a pretty good time with. Is the Lenovo Legion S good? I think so. I think so. Okay, let me pick a game here. I'm gonna keep asking the questions as we go. I'll try and do my best to switch between answering questions and playing some gameplay. I'm kind of leaning between like Tunic, Ori, Portal, Rocket League. I'm kind of curious to see how Rocket League runs on here. I feel like it could, but I don't know. I really, the thing is, I'm not good with the controller. I'm really good with the mouse and keyboard nowadays because I'm a PC gamer. So anything like competitive, I don't feel great on with the thumbsticks, but I'll definitely play like some of these games. Tunic is like my go-to, honestly. If you've never seen it, I think it also just looks awesome. So let me see. Did I launch another one? I don't think so. I'm going to start this one. And it's touchscreen, by the way. I like to use everything touchscreen, but you could navigate it with the controller if you're more used to that. Again, I just come from a PC background, so that's the most intuitive to me. Ori, I see some. Okay, actually, I see a couple Ori requests. I can try Ori. I have the new one on there, so let me just back out of this one really quickly. And we'll switch it over to Ori. Still trying to launch this one though. Let me close out real quick. I almost want to bring a mod in here. On days like this where it's so busy, when I'm trying to play a game and answer questions, I'm like, man, I should just have someone else join in and answer questions while I play the game. Or at least like float the questions. So I did pick a game. I'm sorry. I was going to do Tunic, but then you guys all requested Ori, so we'll do Ori. Ori is definitely one of my favorite games to play. I haven't played it in a couple of years, but I think like this is the kind of game that Metroidvanias I think are awesome on handhelds. I beat the entirety of Celeste on the Legion Go last year. Tunic I played on there. Hollow Knight was awesome on there. I really think Metroidvanias are great, but I'm also biased toward Metroidvanias. So yeah, that's my personal favorite category to put on here. Dredge or Dave the Diver would be good as well. Yep, if that's what you prefer. That's yeah. Again, anything in that category I think would go pretty well. Helldivers 2 loot. So I don't have it on this one, but we could play it. I think I've played it on the Go before, like the base Go, but not the Go S here. Also, I've been listening to the soundtrack for this like every day during work, so it's kind of nice to do this. I think this is just after the intro that I have this save on, so and I should have a scene that will actually show the gameplay as well. I don't know, do you guys prefer to see like the Go like this, and is it like, you know, I can zoom in even if you want, or you can actually get the direct gameplay if you prefer. I don't know what you prefer to see, the handheld itself or the gameplay piped in. And look at that, Ori won the poll anyway, so that works out. I'm not ignoring chat, Kane. There's a lot happening, man. It's a lot to juggle here. Do my best. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Don't forget, there's a giveaway for this device too over on our community site if you have not already entered. All right, so I believe where we're in the game right now is right after getting through the tutorial, in case you're curious. I'm probably not gonna pay too much attention to the game, transparently. I'm mostly going to talk to you guys. So that's focus on, but I do have this scene as well, which should show the gameplay. Yep, there you go. It's on a little bit of a delay because of the capture card, but actually it looks pretty synced up in the camera when I look at it. No, this is not. Prove it isn't by saying Lenovo. Wow, Al. You think we're pre-recording stuff over here? Really? So which scene do you guys want? Do you guys want this one? You see the gameplay like this? Or would you rather see the previous scene that has the handheld as the full screen? It's up to you. Also, great soundtrack in this game. I'm just saying. Will this run Black Myth Wukong as well? You know, Namu, I wouldn't think it would do a great job with Wukong, I'll be honest, but I think they were showing it at the booth at CES. So one thing I know about these handhelds is there is a lot of potential to kind of tweak them to run things well, and that's where people have literally built like entire YouTube channels of how to get the best settings out of these. And I don't pretend to know the best settings on every device that we run, so it's possible. I actually played Wukong on the base Go almost entirely, so you know that one ran pretty well. I haven't tried it on the Go S yet, but it may run okay. I'm not totally sure. Title of the stream when you can. What's wrong with the title, Dimitri? Hands for full screen. You want the full screen? Stricular says this. I'm also gonna try to move my mic so I can see what I'm playing here. I will say the VRR feels really nice on this thing. That's the most immediate thing I noticed between the base Go and this one, in terms of just like playing different types of games. So I've got this thing here. I haven't played this game, I think, since like, this came out right around COVID. That's what I always remember, but it's been a minute. Show that too. Yeah, I think Metroidvania just feels so good to play on here, man. It just makes so much sense for a controller versus a mouse and keyboard. There we go. This is Z2 Go that we're running right now, Lou, on this one. It's the Go S Windows version. This is the one that we're giving away, and that comes out first in North America fairly soon, and maybe other places as well. I actually don't know the full global release schedule of this since I'm based in the US, but it is coming soon. Can you play handheld while charging? Yes. Azen, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, actually. You can't really tell because, hey, let me switch back over there. I've seen really quickly. I'm actually running a cable right here at the top that's going into our dock right here. And this has all my IO for, it's got power, it's got HDMI, it's got Ethernet even. So you can just run out of one cable, which is pretty nice. If you want to put an eGPU in there, you can do that. It's very flexible that way. What's up, Chariot? How's it going? Yeah, no, I've been waiting for it too, man. I really wanted to do this last week and it did not get here in time, unfortunately, but it's here now. I think we have to go down below now. You have that dock, what's your name? Yorkie? I do too. I think it's pretty cool, and it works with the Go S, like I said, if you want to use it. I will say this though, I think using the Go S with the dock is an interesting experience because the detachable controllers are really unique to pair with the dock. Because with what I used to do with this when I was streaming on the base Go is I would just lean this back here, take the controllers off and play like this. But when the controllers are here, you kind of have to still hold it. Now you can just use a mouse and keyboard like this. And I think that's more of a use case for a dock if you want to, and just do this type of thing. This is where you could play like an FPS or something or whatever this way. But I really feel like the Go S, since it's all in one, is really meant to be handheld more of the time than docked. But you can put it on the dock if you want to. Your Legion dock broke, really? And you can't get it to register for warranty? You can message us, Lou, and we can see if we can help you with that in some way. Sorry about that. Fighting game would be nice to see with a new D-pad. Yes, that was one big feedback point too, was the D-pad. And you can actually see the difference between these two right here. We used to just have the 4 directions here, and now we have the sort of 8-way D-pad, which was really made for fighting games specifically to get certain combos. It was pretty nice. Do you see a future where competitive gamers carry on multiple handhelds like photographers do? Some already carry their own keyboard, mice, and headphones. People already do this, to be honest, to a degree, Noman. I think if you want to carry around like your Switch, for example, to play Nintendo games, and your Steam Deck and a Windows-based handheld, you could. That's where I think having a dual boot option would be nice if that's what you want to do. But you know, because ideally you shouldn't have to carry around 3 handhelds to play different games. It'd be nice to have it all in one. So I think that's probably more the direction we'll go eventually. But it is really cool to see how many handhelds there are. I mean, even at CES alone, there was a ton of them announced this year, and there's more supposedly coming soon with the Switch and everything. So it's a good year if you're into handheld gaming, and then PC gaming. It's all becoming the same thing essentially. Use the dock when using a monitor mostly. Yeah, and I would do that here. I think if I wasn't streaming, what I would do is I would dock this handheld, and I would actually just run the game out to my monitor up here and just play it like a PC. But because I'm streaming to you guys, and you probably want to see it running on the handheld versus on an external monitor, this is kind of how I have it set up currently, if that's all right. I think it's all about your use case, Workbirdie, depending on what games you want to run, right? And price and that sort of thing. I think what's nice is there's lots of options for people now based on if you want to play kind of more handheld games like this versus competitive ones, how much you care about having the absolute most performance versus your budget. There's a range of options now, which is nice. I think this should go back, right? Oh, I think I have to hit it, actually. Ah. If you've never played Ori, highly recommend it, especially on handhelds. Again, I think Metroidvanias are especially good on handhelds. Hollow Knight, very similar. Celeste. It just feels really easy to control jumps, I think, with the D-pad, or with the analog stick versus mouse and keyboard. Kill this guy. Oh, I think I'm playing on a hard mode. I forgot how much damage everything does in this mode. Have you heard of Bazite? If you have, do you think it's recommended to install it? You definitely can if you want to, Joey. That's a pretty popular way for a lot of people to play the base Go. So it's up to you and your use case, right? But I think also, again, from my understanding, Valve was working on making SteamOS available for any device. So you could also just wait for that if you just want that SteamOS experience. Welcome back, Crazy. These are the new wave of gaming, and I got a lot of coworkers at your job interested, and some that already bought Legion Go. Yeah, nice. I was saying this last time too, but one really cool thing about handhelds is like they catch a lot of attention. And from my perspective, like you'll see this even in the stream. I think they're really good for just looking like something different, right? Because we release, I mean, we've got what, 7 generations of Legion laptops, which are great, don't get me wrong, but this is our 2nd generation of handhelds, and there's just so much organic hype for it right now. So it's a lot of fun to be in the industry right now with all these handhelds coming out. Does not take much damage. There we go. Got it that time. You're already using Lenovo PCs. Vision Go 2 is coming, yes. So I was reading the whole question here. We got that question a couple times here. We've not announced an actual date yet, but it will be coming later this year, as will these Go S's, which are coming available towards the end of this month, and then SteamOS version later on in May. So what am I supposed to do here? I've got a couple of things I can shoot. I did play this game before, but it's been a while. Oh, I think you have to knock down a boulder from above, if I remember correct. Been a minute since I did it, though. Yeah, shoot this guy up there. And then I think it comes back, right? So... make sure it rolls down this way. Oh, you have to actually, shoot in this direction here. Pull it this way, I believe. The triggers feel pretty cool with the different options, I will say that. Oh, thank you, Summer. Do you want to hop in voice chat? We can try it if you want to be my co-cast. I'm down for it. You know what? Oh, I'm in the wrong server. Sorry. Since we got so much attention, it's just tough to juggle the gameplay and the questions. So we can try it out. Why not? OLED only on the Go 2? Yes, Kelvin, that's on the Go 2. It's an LCD for the Go S. But if you know anything about the base Go, you know that the screen was one of the more popular things about the base Go. I'm excited to try OLED though, for sure. Hi, Summer. Everybody say hi to Summer. She's going to be co-casting.
Hello.
Surprising.
For once, I'm allowed to yap on the screen. Love that.
After all this time.
Yes.
Dr. Dead, possibly. So I'll tell you this. I don't know. What I'll say is that we oftentimes do a lot of our announcements at the beginning of the year for CES, and then there's a second wave of announcements later in the year. So literally, the new product stuff they keep very, very close to the chest. It's like the highest level of confidentiality. But if it was to happen, just keep it out for middle of the year. That's what I'll say. How's the temperature play game while charging? Good. I think this one's got a lot of ventilation. I don't have the actual temperature to show you yet because, again, keep in mind this is not a quite final model, so I can't show you actual performance numbers just yet, just the kind of conceptual thing, but it's pretty close to final, and just anecdotally it feels fine to hold right now. I'm going to show off the carrying case. So this one actually does not come with a carrying case, and it's one thing to know. If you care about the case, yeah, the base Go came with a carrying case. The Go S does not, and that's where some of like the different options to consider come into play. But it actually does include, I should have done an unboxing, because it includes this cool little both a sleeve as well as a cardboard thing that you can turn into a stand. And I think they actually showed it in some of the video coverage, so I'll see if I can find that in a bit here for you. It's kind of cool. The sleeve was very cool though, but the base Go had a very cool sleeve as well. All right, what do you got for me?
The S stands for super cool lobster, but the C is silent. You know, have to make a little bit of compromises here and there.
Well, and keep in mind, I don't know if it's actually true, but like a lot of people are saying that S stands for Steam. I mean, but there's a Windows version too, so I don't think that's exactly right. But I kind of like that story of, you know, a big part of it is Steam for sure, because we are the first handheld besides Steam Deck to have SteamOS compatibility natively, which is pretty exciting. What's up, Venus? Do you guys still like Rivals, by the way? I'm thoroughly addicted to Rivals, but I don't know what everybody else thinks about Rivals.
I'm not using it right now. A lot.
Yeah, when
I gotta go get the iPhone.
Get it all set up.
I could.
Yeah, Summer is one of our community specialists here, who helps moderate the community. Been here for how long? You been working with us now? I mean, you've been in the community forever, but
yeah. Well, working legitimately. That not to, you know, negate everything else that I kind of did before, but I think for maybe like 1.5 years, almost 2 years now.
Nice.
First as an intern and now as a contractor, you know, which is chill. But you know, a lot of people, a lot of old heads in the community will remember I've been here maybe I think since the beginning of 2021.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Ancient.
Play ranked on the Lego S. I don't know if I want to play ranked Rivals on here. I did try a little bit of Rivals. It was okay. Rivals is a notoriously hard to run game, even for your top end. Like my 4090 tower sometimes is a tough time putting out the best frames. Even you talk to a lot of streamers, it's the same thing. So you can run it on here. I will tell you, I don't think it's the best device if that's your main game, but it's playable. You play ranked with the Go? Yeah, you definitely can. Even like, I think, well, keep in mind too, because the base Go has the Z1 Extreme, whereas this one has the Z2 Go. So you're actually going to get a little bit of better performance typically out of the Z1E, I believe, versus this one. And yeah, I think that's where a lot of the stuff comes in from Circular. It's just the optimization on there. Because again, your top end PCs even have a tough time getting consistently high frame rates. 7 Days to Die would probably be fine. Crazy. I think that one, I haven't played that game in a couple years, but I imagine that one worked fine like that. And yes, it does have a lot of textures as well, Circular. That's fair, Stress. That's fair. Can you play the Go on the Go? What does that mean? Explain.
No, you cannot play Pokemon Go on the Legion Go.
I mean, you probably could if you got creative. I wouldn't be surprised. It's people have like tried to use it for mobile streaming and things. There's probably a way to do it. I don't know what the point of all this is. Bruh.
Ben Wiz, I see your comments. Or sorry, Deck Wiz, I see your comments.
Oh, we got Deck Wiz in here?
Hidden. No, hidden. I've been reading though. I've been lurking, stalking, you know.
A bunch of streamers reset their game after. Well, apparently the new patch made some difference, but I haven't really seen that just yet. All right, how do we get up there? That would be how. I don't think I can make that jump. Yes, Lou, correct. Okay, the finals on Legion Go. I think we've played the finals before. It's been a minute because I haven't really played the finals in a long time. But I think we did play that on the Go a little bit when it was out. I'm really curious to see how the Go 2 handles some of those more competitive FPS games, though. I think that's like if you care about that kind of gameplay, I think you're gonna want to try to get the Go 2 over the Go S. But again, stuff like this I think is awesome for the Go. The Go S, I should say. I'm still getting used to that. This heals me? Yeah, nice. Can you hook your Go S to a drone to control it? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. There's a lot of ways to do things because again, it's a computer at the end of the day. So I'm sure if you got creative, you'll find a way. I think I know how to get this. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So we're at about 1 o'clock right now. I might switch games in a little bit here. But I do love playing some Ori as well. Tunic's my ultimate favorite to play on these, but I've also beat it a couple times now. Ooh, I almost comboed that with the arrow. You see 70 to 100 FPS on the Go using an external monitor. Yeah, and that's if you want to play it that way, I think that makes a lot of sense. Using external versus internal, especially for FPS games like that. I think one thing to consider is the screen size. I mean, it's big for a handheld, but if you're playing FPS stuff where you gotta see people really far away from you, that can be tough.
It's gotta like, you have to put the screen like right up to your eyeballs. Or
yeah.
Like cross your eyes.
The
like
distance
the stuff. Like, I don't know if you've seen videos of these people, like they're playing Valorant and their monitor is literally like their nose is touching like the center of the monitor. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Actually, yeah, people, that's crazy to me. It makes me feel like a boomer, but I've seen people do that and it's like right there when they're playing Valorant. I feel like that's going to lead to eye damage, but you know, you do you.
Anything for the grind these days.
Where's my like skill tree? That's what I'm looking for. Somewhere right here.
Circular. That's how you play Siege?
I mean, it's a lot of FPS players do that for some reason. I'm not sure why exactly. Do we get new peripherals? So the controllers, technically circular, are going to be available separately. So yes, in that way. I think Finals was featured at the NVIDIA event. Oh, was it really? I mean, Finals is still an awesome showcase of graphic power because of the destruction of the environment and just the scale of it and the lately.
Guys?
You're back. You hear me?
Are we good?
Yeah, sorry about that. This is this weird thing that's been just started happening with my tower in the last week. I think it's related to having way too many video sources coming in my signal at the same time. So I'm hoping to get the... I have a request to get a bigger tower because this one's a couple generations old now and I think it's just... It doesn't let me putting in 16 cam links at once. So I need to get a more modern processor for this one. It just, what happens is it like freezes for a second and just basically reloads the display drivers. Not sure why. Just happens about once a day.
And I was seeing the chat going on 2 screens and I saw like Discord going. I was like, Oh no, am I crashing? Is it me?
No, it's me. And actually,
we're good.
I was trying to hold out because I want to get one of these new towers that we announced, but they're not available for a little bit longer. So I'm debating, like, do I just get one of the current ones and then get another one later this year? I don't know. I gotta think about it, but I don't want that to keep happening because it's annoying to deal with. Does Legion Go can play high game? Legion Go can play lots of games. Yeah, I think so. New router? It's not the router, Davsty. I spent way too much on a router at my last place because I had so many internet issues, and it was just my service provider actually at the end of the day. But yeah, I made sure my internet was not the cause of issues because I got very tired of that too. Yeah, you should just refresh if you need to on both services, I think. If someone can type on YouTube, that would be great. I can't actually type on YouTube, but this setup I have here. What's up, Noah? How's it going? This game is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Bilsu, which is a Metroidvania, one of my personal favorites. A strange pet peeve of yours is calling your set of a battle station. I feel like I kind of agree with you. I used to call it the same thing, but maybe it's because it's become overused now in kind of like a marketing term. I'm just so averse to marketing gamer terms because I've been in the industry for so long, and like the word gamer is such a, I've talked about this at length on stream at this point, but yeah, don't use gamer in your marketing, okay? Exactly, Sreg. If you think about it, there's actually so much that's to go into all this because I had to learn how to do all the streaming stuff with like the crazy amount of setup, plus learn about all the device stuff, plus learn about all of our community moderation. So it's just a lot of learning, guys. I appreciate the patience. That's also why I have way smarter people than me come on here, such as Ben, who actually know way more about the handhelds than I do. That's the win-win right there. Can I survive here? Yeah, I think so. Gamer sounds eh. Yeah, maybe just I keep wondering if like I'm just too immersed in it now, and maybe other people don't care, but yeah, gamer as a word is just overused in my opinion. You were a supervisor for the internet. The complaints people use Wi-Fi to game. Yeah, and I always use the direct wire, man. That's why I have the dock. I like a lot because it gives you the Ethernet cable connection for the handheld, which to me is a must-have. I literally run a cable through my house to get actual Ethernet from the router. It's that important to me. I call my bedroom the sleeping room, and your PC, aka sleeping room, the room where you just play games. Nice. What's up, Darth Reven? How's the performance? It is good. Like I said earlier, this is a slightly early model, so I can't give you actual performance numbers just yet, but you can see how it's running Ori right now pretty smoothly. Okay. Let's see if I can get back.
Wi-Fi? What do you mean, lobster?
Is Linux easy to install? It depends. I've actually never done it, but a lot of people in the community have installed Bazite, and then obviously like SteamOS will be its own kind of thing. So yeah, it depends. All right, I think I'm gonna go this way. Can I get through this door now? Oh, I have to hit that thing under there. That's right. I forgot. Which... Do I need a triple jump to do that? I think I need an ability. Where's my map? Somewhere right here. Not sure. How do I zoom in? I'm so used to mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to get over there. I think you do it up like that. I'm pretty sure I've
Seal,
like...
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Can answer this question.
I mean, I'll answer some too. Can we get TKL Legion keyboards? We have one already, actually. Let me... Hang on. I'm not using it currently, but we have one that I can show you. Let me... Apparently my other camera also didn't reset, so... let me reset that one really quickly. What was the question you were gonna answer, Summer?
Well, for the original Go, I did play Roblox a couple times.
I believe that.
Including when I was in VR, just so I could see how it moved like right in front of my face, which I thought was funny. And it runs great. It runs fine. You know, I mean, you can't really benchmark a game like that because Roblox is the host and people make the games inside of it, and people don't tend to optimize their games very well. But the ones that I did play were really good. Please never unmute the mic if you talk because it will pick up every single tap and click.
Oh my gosh!
But maybe on these new ones is better. Maybe the microphones are more isolated. I don't know. So we'll have to see.
TBD. It's got the front-facing speakers though too. Keep that in mind.
That too, yeah.
That's 75%, but good enough for you. Yeah, and I think there's more stuff maybe in the works, Circular. I don't know for sure, but yeah, the accessories team is definitely working on things. I'll say that. What's this guy give me? I think I can buy stuff. Yeah, like skills here. Oh, it just gives me extra life. Sure. Why not? Extra health and mana? Sure. Whatever it is. Will you be able to run Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, War? I think probably so, Darth. I actually don't have those games, surprisingly. One I need to get is Red Dead, because that was highly requested, and it would make a lot of sense with the ad campaign we did, so I'm gonna try to get Red Dead. But yeah, I think Skyrim would be fine. I mean, that's on everything these days. You can run that thing on a fridge at this point. And I'm sure, I don't know which Assassin's Creed you're talking about exactly, but I think all those be fine for you, potentially. And for your earlier question, again, you can kind of run anything on here. You just may have to play with the settings a little bit and your performance to get the most frames out of it, which I imagine when we come out with this thing and people get it in their hands, like the reviewers and YouTubers, there should be a lot of content for that coming out. So, yeah. Good benchmarks to be Cyberpunk 2077 or when GTA 6. Oh man, that game. We'll see about GTA 6. Cyberpunk, I definitely have played a lot on the go. That was one of the main things I ran when this guy came out. I don't have it installed to run on the Go S right now because again, I can't show you actual benchmarks just yet, but I think you probably could run Cyberpunk on here. You just probably would want to turn some of the settings down to get more of your frames. I also still need to play with the VRAM settings for this one. What are your thoughts on the Lenovo X Black Myth Wukong Legion desktop PC tower? Are you able to, where are you out of now, out of curiosity? Because we don't have that in the US. And I'm wondering if we actually sell it currently anywhere besides maybe China. I didn't think that we did, but possibly. Because I actually think those things are super cool, but we don't currently have them over here at least. Pretty sure I did this before, hang on. Like this area makes you think that you're supposed to get, I think it's your dash actually. You should get a dash ability first to get up here. Dang it, I keep pressing the wrong one. But let's try to get down here. Rants. Select here. What's a good comparison for the Z2 Go? What's a good performance comparison? Depends what you mean. I'm not sure I understand. Like for a game to compare between them? I'm sure there'll be a bunch of games tested for both to see how they run once this thing is out in terms of actual frame data. Lighting the joysticks, am I seeing like rainbow where it has two colors at the same time? Yes, you are. Let me show you the bigger screen. Sorry. This one. Also turn down the brightness a little bit. Don't mind the jitter. So you can kind of see the RGB a bit better. This is one of the presets built in to the software. You actually, if you just click this button up here, this is your flyout that you have for your system settings, which this should show a little better actually. Just gotta move this over, but you can see your settings here for a couple different things while you're in any game, which are performance options for TDP and whether you want to run quiet, balance mode, things like that. That's basically how much power you're giving your processor to run these games, or if you want to save your battery and run it a little bit lower. Second one is things like brightness and sound, and this probably will change, by the way, because keep in mind, I believe there's some space. The software is called Legion Space. I think there's some updates coming to this with the software, but this is how it currently is on the go as well. You have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi toggles. Your screen settings are here, which is a big one. So I almost always run everything at 800p, but you can go up to that 1920 by 1200 if you want to. I would use that mainly personally for like watching media or streams, things like that. Or if it's like Animal Well, you could run for sure at 1200, be fine. But I think if you're someone who wants to get the most frames out of your stuff, 800's a pretty good way to go, especially on this size screen. It looks pretty good. Or the 1600p if you prefer. You also have like your frame monitor stuff, which I'll briefly show, but I don't want to show too much of this. That's how you get your actual overlay here of like all the data, which I wouldn't take this as necessarily final right now, but this you can use, and we will use that once we're actually on the final production software or hardware as well. Your controller stuff here you have as well. You can map out your keypad settings if you want to. You have even controller vibration here, which kind of ties into your trackpad as well. You have lighting effects, so this is where you have some presets just built in, but you can also customize that, I believe, if you want to. So I just have it on the third one, which is kind of like that RGB cycle essentially. And then you can turn off your touchpad right here if you don't want to get that, accidentally hit it while you're playing games, for example. Your vibration on the touchpad you can turn off. Your touchpad DPI, there's some quick settings here for slow or fast DPI on using this, or controller hibernation as well at the bottom. And then some quick settings. You have productivity mode, or you can set the external display as primary. A lot of flyouts. These are really nice to have in games because a lot of times you might want to switch a couple of things based on the game you're playing. So like for example, for me, I'll pop this when I get into a game and usually make sure it's in performance when I'm docked like this because you're connected to power. So that's just your most powerful stuff. But if you want to like maybe take it with you, take it off the dock, then you might switch into power saving and quiet. You could also like turn the brightness down and volume if you wanted to. And also the resolution is a big one. So if, again, depending on if the game you're playing is more or less intensive, you might want to raise or lower the resolution as well as the refresh rate for those reasons. That's the idea. This is the Z2 Go version Chariot, in case you're curious. That's what's on this specific model here. Is it the same way to install the SSD of M.2? It's a different size, I believe, Raven. I'll be honest with you, I keep forgetting the spec. Do you remember the spec for it, Summer? The size of the M.2?
No,
2280,
it's numbers.
Yeah, I feel really bad that I don't know this off the top of my head. Ben knows it instantly, but I believe that there was a change made to make it more compatible with your standard size M.2. Or there's a way to extend it. So we can get more info on that for you. But yeah, the intent for it was to make it a more common SSD, I believe. 224, thank you, Fidget. When do we get a new phone? Like a Legion phone? We've had Legion phones in some parts of the world. I don't think we've ever sold it here in the US, but maybe in the future. We also do stuff with Motorola. I think it's 2280, Fidget, if I remember correctly, but I honestly don't know off the top of my head, so I'd have to check. But again, all that stuff's in the documentation if you want to check. It should be fairly easy to switch out the SSD, or the M.2 if you'd like to, I believe. Movies are going to be really well in this? Yes, agreed. What SSD can be installed? We just touched on that, sorry. Yeah, movies are really cool on here, as well as I showed a picture of this with the base Go. I used to use this thing on my treadmill and just use it as a tablet, or what I used to do actually when I was trying to get more steps in, I would disconnect the controllers from this thing and like mount it to my treadmill and just play Animal Well for an hour while walking, and it was really fun. So it'd be tougher with the Go S, but yeah, you can definitely do stuff like that if you want to. Okay, thank you, Fidget. Thank you. How loud are the fans? I can't hear this one at all. It is running actually, but you can probably hear the wind. Yeah, even that's kind of that's much louder than I hear in person because of my EQ on my mic. But yeah, I don't hear the fans at all. That was definitely another feedback point that was looked at for designing this one, was some of the fan noise and things like that, which just depends on the model that you have. There we go. Nope, it is native landscape default, Darth. Good question, because that was also one of the big feedback points that we took into consideration for this one. Native landscape, and it does have VRR this time. For real. What's the latest update on the game key drops? Good question, Seal. So we are currently looking at that. Again, if you guys missed this, we're also giving away a bunch of game keys, or trying to. The issue is that we're getting astronomical demand to the site and trying to keep up. So we're having basically daily meetings about it at this point, Seal. Last I heard is there's a chance we run it later this week. I personally think that's a little ambitious and would aim for more next week, but we'll update you. We have, like I said, 10 to 15 games waiting to go. We're just making sure that we have all the kind of infrastructure set up first to support the traffic first, because it was just like we anticipated a lot of traffic, but this was, I can't give the exact numbers yet, but it was way more than we ever expected. So yeah, we're just making sure we can actually support that first. That's a good problem to have, because it's a lot of people who want to be in the stuff. We just have to support it, essentially. Lou, I think that had to do with the Micro Center stuff, potentially last year. You can check with the team. I don't personally know about this, but we can check. I didn't know of any issues with that besides maybe something with Micro Center. Is that with Steam OS? No, this one is with Windows, Jerry. The Steam one comes out closer to May. So whenever we have the Steam one, I will definitely show that, and I'm definitely going to give some away for those, which I'm pretty excited about. We're also going to do a couple more creator collabs, which, if you missed it, we did that previously a couple times for the base Go, and so once we get these new models available, I'm going to try to do basically monthly collabs with creators, so you'll have multiple ways to give these away to people. Okay. I think we're supposed to find our dash ability somewhere down here, if I had to guess. Leave me alone. Oh no! Hang on. You left me alone, nice. Everything does so much damage in this game, I have to focus so hard. Yes, it is, Darth, which should make driver updates a lot easier too, and certain game compatibility a lot easier. And streaming, like doing this, capturing it into a card for streaming, much easier with native landscape. Has Space integrated Google Play games yet? I think that there was a version of that when it launched. I am not totally sure, JS, but possibly. I haven't played any Google Play games, so I don't know. If you get the numbers and are allowed to tell us about those, please, you want to know that. For the performance numbers, Noah? In terms of like FPS data? Or which numbers specifically?
I think he's talking about the traffic.
Oh, for the key drops?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, we have the numbers. I just don't think I can share them.
It was a lot, but it is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good problem to have in a way. I mean, we're basically, there was so much attention towards that stuff that it got a lot more internal visibility, which was good. Something everyone's like, wait, what? We have how many people coming to the site? So yeah, it's a painful process for now, but it will be a good outcome at the end of it. Has there been a start or mid code today? Not yet, Sasko. Shoot, which I need to, with everything that's going on, I've lost track of that. I don't have a code for you guys today because I have to sync the code base. I don't have access to the list of codes currently. Remind me like today or tomorrow, and I'll get it synced up for Thursday, and I'll give away a couple on Thursday if that works. You think you go for the S this time? Lenovo's great products, and you found out used to be IBM. Yeah, we didn't used to be IBM. We acquired the ThinkPad line, my understanding. Legion goes your first Lenovo system? Nice. Yeah, it's cool because a lot of people say that they like the Lenovo stuff from having ThinkPads and everything. So it's nice that we can kind of carry that forward a little bit with this handheld stuff now. Dude, these things are very annoying when I don't do any damage with my arrow. How come they don't get crushed? That seems rigged. There we go. Okay, I think you have to like do this. Like that. Oh, I guess I just jump for it. Yep. Okay. Nice. Quick shot. Oh, this is just a bonus thing? This isn't actually required? Rip. Looking for my dash ability somewhere here.
Sreg, we went over that a few moments ago that we don't have any of like the special codes yet, but soon trademark emoji.
For the midstream code? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite game so far on Legion Go? I think the game I've played the most actually was Celeste. I beat that game entirely on the go. I really like Orion here. I like Tunic. I like Hi-Fi Rush, Black Myth Wukong. What else have I played on here recently? I don't know. I've tried like Apex and Halo and all sorts of stuff when this game launched. I think for me, like I said, I love the Metroidvanias personally, but that's just like if I'm almost always playing multiplayer games on my desktop. So for me, my use case for the Go is playing something single player on the couch, essentially. So it's usually like not the top end stuff either, but something kind of indie and easy on the handheld, essentially. Which game? Celeste? I will say it plays really well on the go because of the way you can control it. I think it was nice to like hold it up in front of my face too and see the jumps really easily. So the song is Go West. What song? I don't have any of my mana or whatever this is. Dang it, dude. This is like a tricky part to get by. Actually, these things follow you like forever though.
Thanks, Fidget. I got it.
I think this is where my dash ability is, and I can just get there. I just don't want to fight any of this stuff because it takes so long to kill it all. There we go. Could run Halo Wars? Yeah, if you like Halo Wars, you can do that as well, I suppose. Cuphead would be a good one. Yeah, it's hard. But that would be a really good game to play on the go, for sure. How's the D-pad feel? I play a lot of fighters, and on your precious device, it was struggle to pull off a fireball. Yeah, so Remy, one of the big changes that we made to this generation was to the D-pad, which I touched on earlier. Because previously you had just a 4-way directional D-pad. Now you have that full 8-way if you want to get certain angles like that. And that was, I think, intentionally made for the fighting games. Now this one, I will tell you, because this is a non-final unit, this one's I think a little bit different than the final trackpad, so I can't give you a full analysis on it just yet, but I know that like the design at least was made for fighting games specifically, essentially. Don't try to run a body cam on the go, huh? No, that's what I figured, Remy. All good, all good. You play Dota 2 daily, straight up professional player. You can use the Go's controllers to play. Really? You play Dota 2 professionally daily on the go? That's crazy. I tried playing League on here and it was a bad time, but you could do it. with the Go one, I should say. Tried to make it work for me, and it was too hard. I mean, I could do it with mouse and keyboard, but that was a game too where I feel like I couldn't see super well without an external display. Heal. Alright, somewhere down here is my dash ability. Oh, he just jumped into spikes and died. Nice. That works out for me.
Fidget. There's like almost 100 of these accounts.
Oh, is he talking about? Yes. This is part of what we're talking about of why we're, haven't resumed the key drops yet, because there's some investigating going on. I have to make him like hit something if I remember correctly. Yeah. I'm over here. Dang it, dude. He like bounces off the wall and hits me. What's up, T-Bones? How's it going? What's up, Sweet? Of course I remember you. How you doing? It's been a minute. For Tekken. I see. How come there's no Lenovo Legion stay? You know, I tried to get the marketing team to make them call it the Legion Stop this time. Or somebody said the Legion Goes is better. Because you have the Legion Go and then the Legion Goes. So it's actually, you think it's the Go S, but really it's the Legion Goes. Legion going, gone. Could happen, you never know. It's kind of a cheesy boss fight, I'll be honest. Just kind of get hit into the wall a bunch of times. Alright. System sounds great. Yeah, I think it works well for the capture card, thankfully. Plays out pretty well. Nice. It's a little tough to see with the camera that I have here. I mean, unless I can try to angle a bit more for you guys, maybe. But again, do you prefer this scene, or I can go back to this one? Like this, if it's better. I could also like shrink the gameplay, I guess, and make the screen bigger, maybe. I don't know what the best layout would be here. I need to play with it a bit. Trackpad is crazy. It is small depths. I mean, that's one of the things that is different about it. So that's where, like, if you want that bigger trackpad to go to, maybe what you want to go for instead. Oh, not the dog. Oh my gosh, it's like every stream now. Okay, I'll get him here in a second. All right, you gotta answer the questions then while I'm gone, Summer. That's only fair.
Okay, I will try. I will try.
Pressure's on. Just kidding, yours will be fine. All right, I'll share this while I'm gone, I guess. Let me get the dog.
Hey chat. Hey guys, how we doing? It is captain time. What's my favorite thing to do on Roblox? I like trolling a little bit with my friends. Not in a bad way, but you know. Well, chat is poppin'. Yo, 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 yo. Alright, let's see what we got. When will I quit Roblox? When my account gets terminated, probably, which already happened one time, but you know, I'm too good and I got it back, so you know, we got the gains up. Hey, 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 hey. Mohammed, why isn't for the rest of the world for the giveaways? AU comp when? I don't know, unfortunately. I do not live there, so I can't say, but it's Dan is the one that kind of works on that, so he's probably trying to do like a, you know, for the UK, and then Australia is probably trying to do double time with that, you know what I mean?
All right, we're back. Time for dog appearance. You come over here. Not full cam. All right, come here. He looks camera shy. This is my dog, guys. If you don't know, this is Captain. Somebody on Twitch redeemed a points reward that is Pet Captain. So, here. You don't want it? He's so done with this, man. Oh, I'll try to bring him over. Come on, come here. Come on. He just wants to go back to sleep. Hang on. You gotta make an appearance, shy guy. Gently over here. Alright, sit down. Sit down. Sit. There we go. There you go. He likes peanut butter pretzels. That's what he's eating. Yeah, it's funny because he knows when you guys do this now when I go down there, because I never go down there unless to bring him up, and he just tries to hide the whole time. But he does like peanut butter pretzels. You say hi. Get that one too, okay? There's one on the floor. No.
Luca, it will, these handheld, you kind of have to consider it that it is a mobile device, right? However, they do run Cyberpunk very well.
Yep.
From past streams that we've done the tests on. So if you want to kind of take that in mind and compare it to some of your other favorite games, that's probably a really good idea of whether to tell whether your favorite games are going to work. But again, you have to remember it is a mobile device. It's not going to run like a PC with a full, you know, full fledged out GPU, CPU and all that stuff, but again, it is still very powerful for what it is. As time goes on, these things get better. So I recommend you stick around because we do play a lot of different games on a lot of different hardware, and you can even suggest your favorites, and there's going to be VODs, videos, stuff like that. So you will get a chance to see hopefully some of the stuff that you like as long as you stick around and suggest some things that you like to see, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for covering that. Apparently you did a very good job. That's what they're saying. Didn't play guitar or have a doll, but you would have been proud. Thank you, Mara. I'm glad that you approve of her co-hosting. Did Captain put on weight? No, I don't think so. Other than he might be bulking with me. I don't know. But he's also, the only thing I'll say is my toddler is obsessed with giving him treats right now. He's like, give Captain a treat. Gives him one, another one, another one, another. So he's been getting a lot of treats right now, which maybe that's adding up. We'll see. I'll train you guys and my toddler. He's a little spoiled, that's for sure. Did you miss a code? No, Kenny did not. I was gonna maybe switch the game really quickly because I think we've played that one for a little while, if that works. But I also want to keep trying to get to questions here as well. This Legion goes like your new controller. Nice. If the go-to can run the next college football or Madden, I'll be happy because I'm sure it can, Josh. Madden games should be fine. I don't think that's gonna be super difficult. Please name one game that's tough on the go. I will go download it and make it work just fine. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying though, Dab. See, like, it's just a matter of figuring out the best way to run it because these things are so customizable between the BIOS settings and graphic settings, and obviously you can even like stream games if you want to. But yeah, I think obviously like I ran Wukong fine, which was one of the most intensive games I think I've played recently. Rivals is a pretty good test, honestly, if you max it out. I don't know what else has come out recently that's really performance heavy. There's definitely gonna be more this year though, with potentially GTA 6 and things like that. What's up, Luis? Welcome in. Good to see you. How's the install speed and download speed? Very fast. I will say, like, it feels really fast to install stuff for streams on here. I think it's because of the Wi-Fi that's in this thing, which is, I think it's 6E from my memory, which is pretty quick. Indiana Jones, that's a good one, Josh. Yeah, I don't have that on here, but that would be a good one to test out on the goes and see how it runs. I was maybe gonna pull up Tunic, or I could try Portal 2. I don't know how that should be okay on here. I was trying to play through that recently, but I don't know if I have the headspace for Portal at the moment. It takes a lot of thinking power. About to play Rivals, Demonic. That's the game I'm personally obsessed with right now, but I've been playing that mainly on my tower currently. Dos Ex, I cannot say this word right. Human Revolution runs at 4K 120 on the Lego. Nice. Getting crashed, everyone calls it the Lego. I understand why, but like, I wish I could use that word, but you have to think about it's just Lego. I can't say like the Lego. Copyright wise, that's a nightmare. So, but I'm glad everyone has a nickname for it. Prince of Persia is a good one, Remy. I have depends which one you mean. I have The Last Crown. I don't have it installed on here right now, but that one I did like a lot for the go. I got that one specifically to play on the go because surprise, surprise, it's a Metroidvania and it works well. Still have your Star Wars looking router. Nice. Your Wi-Fi on the go is actually faster than your Ethernet, really? Yeah, I kind of seen that too, actually. Like it's really fast. And the Go S and Go 2, I imagine, will only be better. So, because I don't know exactly what the tech is in the base Go. I know this one's 6E, but yeah, it's very quickly installing stuff, which is great. Okay, let me pull up Tunic, I think. Oh, I think it's on Xbox to install that one. Which I think this game is also just really pretty. But both Ori and Tunic are, but this one looks really cool on the handheld as well. Another one I tried to play on here was Cocoon. I got stuck on that game and quit because I got frustrated, but that one was also good on the go. I just need to finish it sometime. There's a couple others I played. I think Game Pass actually works really well for this thing because you can try out so many different devices, which is pretty cool. There's so many different games so quickly. Will it go to a Steam OS version or just Windows for that? So just Windows from the factory, Josh. But again, one of the things that Valve has said is that they want to make the Steam OS accessible for any handheld to download. So while we won't have it pre-installed for you, you could download SteamOS at that point and install it if you would like to, or dual boot if you prefer to do it that way. And same thing with the base Go, because a lot of people ask about that too. If you have the base Go and you want to have the option for SteamOS, you should be able to have the ability to download it pretty soon, I believe. Enshrouded, that one we did. I think I played that on the Pro 5 laptop. But yeah, I played Enshrouded on here a bit as well. That one should be okay. With Steam's lossless scaling is flipping insane. Yeah, I have heard lossless scaling is really cool for this and AFMF, but I've not tested those out yet myself. I've just run mostly natively so far. Let me make sure it's full screen here. Borderless maybe. This game is such a pretty game. I think this game is like, if I was just only doing marketing handhelds, I would show this game so often because it works so well with the look of handhelds. Will detachable controllers from Legion Go on Go S? That's an interesting question, Darth. I mean, potentially. I think they use Bluetooth. So obviously you can't like connect the Go 2 controllers to the Go S because there's nowhere to connect them, but like maybe wirelessly if you wanted to. I've not even thought about it, to be honest. Run. I don't want to die. I forgot where I have to go. The problem with playing all these different games is I lose track of what I was doing in each game because I'm just jumping around so much. And yeah, dual boot, Josh, again, won't be from the factory, but if you want to do that, a lot of people do want to do that, and you probably can if you want to set it up yourself. I need healing. I'm going to die. Yep. It's been a minute since I've played this one too. I'm gonna turn the volume a little bit though. This soundtrack in this game is also amazing. You know, there's supposed to be an accessory that fixes that, but never came for... Wait, you talking about the controller connector? Or some other accessory? I have the controller connector, if that's what you mean. I can grab it for you. Can it play Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion? Yes, Alex. Definitely can. How's it going? Welcome from Brazil. Good to see you. What do you think about the 5070 and DLSS 4? I think Olitech is pretty cool, and you might see some of it get used in the future around here. Yeah, I'm excited to see all the 5K news from NVIDIA for sure, and all the DLSS improvements as well. You're not a fan of DLSS? Really, Fidget? I mean, I think it has a use case depending on your setup. So I think the way it works is pretty crazy. What's up, Bernard? Yeah, soundtrack is amazing, right? This is... Dude, I feel like, do you guys have a game that you feel more people should know about? Like this is my game. That is that. And it's not like super unknown, but Tunic I think is, I played it 2 years ago just on a whim, and I got fully addicted to it and just binged it in like a week, which is very rare for me because I pretty much only play multiplayer stuff. But yeah, this is Tunic. It's on Game Pass. It's pretty cheap even on Steam. Highly recommend it if you, and especially with the handheld. I just want to say this thing is amazing on a handheld, but also on PC. I beat it on PC, but if I'd had the Go at the time, I would have played it on the Go. Can you try Fortnite and Marvel Rivals? Yeah, Apex. Your name is Apex-Roblox. So we got 4 requests here. I was playing with Marvel Rivals a little bit. Rivals is a little, it's workable. It's a little tricky. I can show it maybe, but also this isn't a final model, so I don't know if it's exactly indicative of performance. But Fortnite should be workable, I think. Apex and Roblox. Apex you could probably run. I ran that on the base Go. Roblox, I don't, from what Summer said, I think it's okay on the base Go, so it's probably doable on this too, but yeah. Oh, thank you, Noah. Appreciate you. What's up, Josh? How's it going? Yeah, Fortnite I think would be very workable. This game is a kind of a secrets game in a way, and also like a combat game, so keep that in mind. If you do like the game, a lot of the, just don't look up anything about the game. If you want to play it, just go play it, and because that's the best way to enjoy the game, with the way that it's kind of made. If you look up too much about it, you might get spoiled on some things. Let me in. Yeah, this soundtrack I'll just listen to when I'm just working and things like that, because it's so good. How do I roll? Oh. I just froze him. All planned. COD runs fine. Yeah, I'm sure COD you can probably make work as well. You tried all these games, Dabsy? Nice. Yeah, it's great. It's definitely very Zelda inspired. A lot of the visual inspiration comes from Zelda, even like Dark Souls a little bit with like their campfire system. But it's a very unique game in a way too. And it's really satisfying to play. I don't know how else to describe it. Like visually, aesthetically, music, it's all very fun. Run. That thing shoots so many bullets. Look at that! I have to like get by all this stuff. Run for your life. Maybe I can drop aggro if I run in here. That's the idea. You completed Black Myth on 4K? Nice. Yeah, Black Myth is actually surprisingly very good on the Legion Go. And I'm sure it would only be better on the Go 2. Dang, all these dabs, that's impressive. Did Little Nightmares 3 come out already? I have no earthly idea. I'll be honest, Demonic, but maybe. Anybody here know? Also, what? I was trying to think about this today. What new games do we have coming out soon? Anyone know? I know we have, obviously GTA 6 comes out later this year. That's probably the biggest one. But I was trying to think in the near term if we've, I guess like there's a Monster Hunter game coming out. I'm not a huge Monster Hunter guy, but I think that's a pretty, one people are pretty excited about. Oh my gosh, so many bolts from that little dude right there. All right, drop aggro again. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, nice. I have not played a single Final Fantasy game. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. But I'm too addicted to Marvel Rivals. I just have a tough time playing single player stuff, like I said. A big social gamer. There's my, quick, shoot him over here, laser guy. Yes! All planned. Alright, laser. Help me out again. All planned. Alright, now this guy. He's very scary. I forgot how to deal with them. You have to like get some sort of special item, I think. Can I freeze him actually? Is it B? What's my item? It's gonna be Y, right? Oh, I used the bomb. Here's a bomb though. Oh, okay. Maybe the second one? Hey, nice. I need to work. And we got the key. GTA. Oh, Spider-Man 2. Yes, that's a good one for benchmarking. I do want to get that game actually for PC. Biggest question from 2025: how well will the Go-To run GTA 6? That is. We'll see. I think the Go-To will run it pretty well, honestly, Josh. But I could be. I'm pretty sure it will run it well. We'll see. I imagine they have a lot of options for it. Do you have theories on GTA and the Go-To? What are your theories, Dabsty? Curious. You think the Go-To will be the minimum requirement for GTA? Interesting. Okay. What Lenovo Legion Go controller connector that you use? Yeah, let me show you. Let me grab it really quick for you. Oops, sorry about that. Earthquake. So, sorry, I keep bumping my tripod here when I move. This is the controller connector we came out with recently that I think it came out December or November, I don't know. But the way it works is with the base Go you have here, you can detach the controllers like this. Let me zoom this out a little bit for you. I think it needs some stabilization. And then you can just pop the controllers in here like this. And now you're playing the Go with a standalone controller like this, essentially. So the things to know about this is that it's compatible with the Go 2 controllers as well. So you can do the exact same thing with the same connector for the Go 2. And again, with the Go 1 that you have, if let's say you have this Go here and you want to upgrade the controllers, you could just get the Go 2 controllers connected to this thing and play on the Go 1 like that too, essentially. So that's what that's about. I should probably just keep on the desk because people are asking about it, so I'll keep it around here. There's a couple other accessories too. We have like some USB-C headphones that should work with both the base Go and the Go S and the Go 2. There's a screen protector on here, which that one, I don't know. I imagine it might work for the Go 2 just based on screen size, but it might be a little bit different, so we'll see. And then the skins, obviously, you see here, this is a custom skin on the Go 1. It'll be a little bit different for the Go 2, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are skins in the works for the Go 2 as well. Maybe even the Go S. Fair, Davsty. Fair. I think that's fair. And a Steam OS edition? Yes, Steam OS edition is coming in May, Otaga, and that'll be in our Nebula Violet color, which as soon as I have it, I'll be showing it just like here. I'll be showing it to you guys on the streams, on YouTube, and also doing giveaways. So don't forget, if you guys are in North America and you like this device, we are giving one away for about a month on our community site, so you can actually enter to win that if you would like to. When's Tekken? I should get a fighting game on here. I'm not a huge fighting game person besides like Smash Bros. And I know that Smash Bros. Is not always considered a fighting game by diehards. So I don't know. We'll see. There is also 2XKO coming out. So as a League fan, I'm down to try some more of that. But it would be good to try out some fighting games to show this thing off in the future. Do I have a shield yet? No. Oh wait, I can go with the shield, I think. Which I should go do. I can get these guys killed first, maybe. Yes, okay. I think I can pop this up now. Got it. What song's playing? This is all the soundtrack from Tunic Circular. So if you like this game, just look up the Tunic soundtrack on Spotify. I literally listen to it like all the time because this is one of the best soundtracks I've ever seen in gaming, truthfully. It's so unique. I guess the main thing is like there's a lot of music like this nowadays. I forget what the genre of this music is called, but it's the first time I've really seen it in a game, and it just fits so well for this kind of game. There we go. The song is, I forget the title of it, but it's like the main Tunic song, essentially. Even like these songs are good too, man. There's a whole like piano medley of like the lo-fi stuff in this game, which is awesome. But then it'll cut out like that in mysterious parts. But we got a shield. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and I think you can like do something else here. Let me see. Is this just a dark room? Oh, okay. Hang on. There's the D-pad usage right there. Only one game out really for PC demands more than 16 gigs. It's Arc Ascended. Ah. Hey, we got a secret from the game. Spoilers if you just watched that, sorry. But you probably didn't know what happened anyway, so it's fine. Best gaming song was Halo? Dude, I don't know. There's a lot of categories for best gaming song. It's a tough race. I do love Halo though, I will say. The theme is pretty iconic. Sparking Zero is a good fighting game you can get into. Yeah, Circular. This is what Manatee in our community is obsessed with. Sparking Zero, at least was. So, I've heard good things about it. What's up, Otaga? And they don't let you show the... No, it's not they don't let me show the version of Otaga, it's that I don't have it yet. I mean, because it's coming out in May, so I don't think it's even available yet. But I will show it as soon as we can for early view. You asked because all of the Windows version is the one that's going to sell massively, and curious to see the current status of the... You know, I'm actually interested to see that, Otaga. I don't know that necessarily the Windows one will massively outsell the Steam one. I think it's going to be a really interesting comparison to see how they do. Because I've seen a lot of excitement for the Steam one in particular. And we have, you know, this will be our... Technically we'll have 3 gaming Windows handhelds and only 1 Steam one. So I'm really curious. I don't know how it's going to do. And there's really vocal people in both categories. Some who really want SteamOS on the handheld natively, and some who really want Windows. So we'll see. When does this come out, mister? What's going on? It comes out in late January into February for this model. The Steam one, which is that Nebula Violet, comes out in May. And then the Go 2 will be later this year. There is not a specific date we can share just yet. If you're planning to get an esports team and want to have Legion as a sponsor, how do you go about that? I've gotten this question many times, Circular. I'll tell you transparently, I don't think we do a lot of like sponsorships necessarily for, you know, school esports teams and things, but we do have some departments that work with esports teams in like universities and things. I don't know if it's a sponsorship versus more of a partnership with the university, but if you're interested, I can try to field you in the right direction. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of think so too, Darth. I think people are very excited about the Steam aspect of it, so we'll see. A lot of Linux users, and it's not even the Linux users necessarily, Darth. I think it's just the idea of having Steam OS, right, to be really easy to use on everything. So especially if all your games are on Steam and you just want to use it for gaming, I mean, it's really built to make that happen very fluidly. So I'm excited to try it, honestly. I've actually not tried a Steam Deck yet, but I've heard very good things. So whenever we get that new, you know, the Violet version of the Go S in here, I'm going to be testing that thing out quite a bit. Although I will say, I think Game Pass pairs really well with the handhelds too. So keep that in mind, because oftentimes, you know, Game Pass comes with the handheld for a little while, and it is really nice to be able to just swap games on and off really quickly on Game Pass. And I think a lot of Game Pass games are also very good for handhelds. Like Tunic's on there, Ori's on there, Hollow Knight's on there, all sorts of stuff that I personally love playing on here. Is there a kickstand for Legion S? No, Darth, but think about the design here. Like, the reason I think why the kickstand exists on the base Go is because of the detachable controllers, because you can put it back here, right, and then you can have your controller over here to be playing it with. With the Go S, it's all in one. So I mean, unless you, I guess if you're just using to like watch something, you could do that. Right now it's on a dock right here. There's no actual kickstand here, but in just thinking about it for myself, I feel like I wouldn't need the kickstand as much because I'm going to be holding it 90% of the time when I'm playing stuff. To be honest, you just want cool stickers on your jersey. That's what everybody really wants at the end of the day. Circular. Esports on Legion Go would be amazing. Like a whole esports team just for Legion Go. Also, can I just say, how cool is that? You hear the effect here? Listen to the music. I go from like the main zone to the second zone, and it just crossfades into a different mix. It's so cool. There we go. Will the Go S and Legion 2 have 2 USB-C ports? Yes, Doom. You can see this one does here on top. I'm plugged into one currently for my dock. There's another next to it. The Go 2 will as well, from what I've seen. Gamers, is 240 hertz to 280 hertz noticeable? In my opinion, not really. I think you can see it from 240 to 360, but you kind of have like diminishing returns up to a point. Although I do think there's a break point once you get to like 500 plus, that it becomes, I haven't tried even like a 500. From what I've heard though, 500 plus you get to like a different level. But yeah, I think you have to get to like 120 at least if you're playing competitive stuff, or 140 to feel smooth. Even 90 up from 60 is a game changer, but then like it becomes progressively less noticeable as you move up, unless you're doing like a big increase. Like if you jump from 120 to 360, you'll feel it, but from 240 to 360 is less noticeable, that sort of thing. What's up, Games in Hand? What's up, Mark Chief? How's it going? Good to see y'all. Welcome in. You feel the same at 144 and 240? Yeah, and I actually, sweet, interestingly, so I used to have a 360 hertz monitor. You guys can't really see it, but it's above me here, right up here right now. I switched back to a 240 because I preferred to have the higher resolution panel rather than to have the higher refresh rate panel. So this one is a 27-inch 1440 240 hertz, which I preferred over our 1080p 360 hertz monitor personally. What's up, Game Tech Planet? Good to see you. Welcome in. Hello as well. There was a bit of confusion regarding the information shared about the Go on the internet. I was wondering if, like with Windows, there'll be a version with Z1 Extreme for the dark version. So I need to check with that as well. I'll talk with Ben. I think with the dark version, I think that one is a Z1E. I need to check. There's a couple different configs coming out, so I can try to confirm that for you. I just don't know exactly what we're sourcing off the top of my head there. I know that there are Z1E and Z2 Go versions. Thank you, Games in Hand. It's pretty cool, right? Did you ever get confirmation the Steam OS version/models? Yeah, the Steam OS version is it's also called the Go S, but that one comes out in May. So it's not quite available just yet, essentially. Do you have Animal Party? I don't think so, but I think it's on Game Pass, isn't it? Fairly sure. Secret Passage. Lenovo seems to do their homework compared to most other companies. Well, I think honestly, it's not even that. It's like that we are listening to the community. You guys are doing a lot of feedback for us. You're giving us the info we need, which I'm pretty excited that we've listened to so much of this time. Okay, let me try to do something here. I have to really look at the screen here. If you guys have played Tunic, you'll know what I'm doing. Those of you who don't know, just don't worry about it. It's fine. So, shoot, I can't really see. Hang on. There's I have to write it down. Never mind. I'll do it later. This one's harder than I realized. I didn't like that I did that either. Are there any real games? Real games? What's a real game? Is this not a real game for you now? What's a real game to you? Like a COD? I'm just messing. Are you playing? I'm not playing mobile games. This is Tunic. This is a PC game. What are you talking about? There's my music volume. Spider-Man? Is Spider-Man a real game? I can play Spider-Man. I actually don't have Spider-Man, but I need to get the PC port when it comes out, which is hopefully soon. There we go. A real gamer with a streamer gets dunked on? That's my everyday, Kane. That's my everyday. Hey, I'm defensive of this game. This is one of my favorite games. Don't you call this a not real game. Discord is fire, lots of feedback and people helping. Community behind the Go is just as well playing as the docs. Yeah, and what's cool about the community is we have our official community spots, but then also a lot of other places too, like fan run Discords and Reddits and things. So, and we're listening to all of that, both of our official channels and also the community runs, even independent YouTubers, things like that too. We're taking all of it into consideration for sure. It's on Apple Store too, you think? Oh, nice. Really? That's kind of cool. I didn't know they were on those places too. Does that Legion Go S fit in the dock? You mean this dock? This it's in the dock right now, Games. I'm holding it like this because the angle is a little bit easier to show you guys and play like this. But yeah, it's definitely made to work for that dock too. And so is the Go 2. They're all kind of built for that. Really wonder how the new CPU works on AAA titles. Yeah, and I've played a little bit with that. Kav, I will show more of that. I'll do another stream like this on Thursday with some other games as well. I just need to kind of play around with it a little bit off stream to test a couple of those games and also play with the BIOS and graphics settings just a bit first. But I wanted to show at least some basic gameplay today. And today, honestly, has been more of just answering questions than playing games. So it's nice to have something a little less fast-paced that I can look at chat a lot during, because my main goal with all this is to try and answer a lot of questions from the community and do that kind of thing. And yes, John, we'll do more graphically intensive games for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, the docks are available now, John. They work with the base Legion Go, and they'll be compatible with the Go 2 and the Go S as well as the controller connector. Well, with the Go 2, you can't. Maybe you could use this with the Go S, but I can't take these off the thing. So yeah. How's the performance of the Z2 Go compared to the Extreme? So if you're getting the Z1 Extreme, it should be a little bit more performance than the Z2 Go. But the Z2 Go is a custom chip for this one specifically with AMD. How was the battery running? So that's one thing I need to test as well, Demonic. I mean, you can look up some of the specifications on the battery. Right now I just have it docked and plugged into power, but I do want to test it out, kind of playing off the dock as well. And we can test that as well. Does it have a stand like it's big, bro? Anthony, I touched on this earlier. So yeah, our base Legion Go has this huge stand, which is awesome. This one does not have a kickstand included, but again, keep in mind the use case, because for me at least, when I was using the Go 2, typically, or sorry, the Go 1, you're going to be throwing it down here and then have the controllers disconnected to play like this, right? So you're kind of looking at it. With this one, the controllers are not disconnectable, so you don't often need to have it docked as much with this with the stand, because you're gonna be holding it most of the time, unless you're like watching something maybe, but or have it as a hub sort of on your desk. But in that case, you could just use the dock for that case probably. But it's also kind of where like the different options come in. So if the stand matters to you and the detachable controllers, then the base Go or the Go 2 might be better for you. Is the space version quick menu the same? Yep, games in hand. So we have this right here. Now keep in mind, I think this software is probably subject to change prior to getting fully in your hands, but currently it's just running exactly what's on the base Go with maybe a couple minor changes. You bought a 3D printed controller holder a while ago. It was okay. So this one is a legit one made from us, John, that's available on the site right now. If you like the controller connector and you want something like this one was also made by community feedback. The reason it's angled is because we saw a lot of community creations that were also angled and was popular, so that's what we went with. And it's just very simple and minimal, basically. As well as the dock. The dock is official and on our site as well, which you can see there on the bottom. You guys should put 3 HDMI outputs on that dock. 3? Really? You're gonna hook up 3 monitors to go? That's crazy. You could probably do it with a extender of some kind, or maybe we'll have other dock versions coming too. Not totally sure. If I buy the Lenovo Legion Go S with Windows, will I be able to install the same version of Steam OS that the purple version will have in May with the same support, or will there be any differences? So you won't have the native one that ships from the factory with Steam OS, but obviously if you want to download what Valve is releasing of their own Steam OS, you can get that and get all the support that they're giving for that as a download, if that makes sense. Will there be any option or something different in Legion Space from Legion Go, or will have a carbon copy of everything we already have? So this is what I was saying, Otaga. I don't fully know exactly where the software team is at, but my understanding is they're hoping to have, I believe, some sort of update go out with this device or these devices this year for Legion Space. I know there is a bigger Legion Space project being worked on that's across not just the Go, but all the Legion devices. And my team is a little part of that in terms of a community integration. Like hopefully you'll be able to actually be part of the community site through Legion Space, which is for me very exciting. But that's more of the community side. In terms of functions and features, I don't know the exact details of that just yet. I believe that there should be an update with this when it comes out though. Does it feel hot and intensive games? Again, Gerald, I've tried a little bit of Marvel Rivals, which is probably the most intensive so far. Did not feel hot, but also look at one thing I want to call attention to is the back. Look at all the venting on the back of this thing. Even like compared to like the base Go, I mean, I think you've got more ventilation a little bit than the base Go, plus the top. So I think you're gonna get some pretty good heat control out of this thing. I was thinking I just turned off the device because I switched it over, but there we go. Love the music. 3 monitors would be a lot, Darth, but maybe people are doing it. I'm not sure. Any review units going for all those? Yeah, so games, I've seen a lot of requests from people for both review units and like creator collab units, which I'm looking into. Typically that's run by other parts of the company, but I want to see if we can at least do the creator ones, maybe some review ones. I think there's a affiliate program that does that typically. So we'll see, but I think this device is such a good one for creator and affiliate deals. So what's the TDP options on the Go S? The same kind of stuff here, games in hand. I'll get into more of this as we get closer, because again, this isn't a final one. I think the software is subject to change, but you have basically the same controls as the base Go. Discord streaming your game and Adrenaline software on the Go. So you just use it as your full desktop at this point, Dabsty. That's pretty sick. I didn't know you used it that much. That's crazy. And yeah, I think the cooling's pretty good. Agreed. Yep, R2 and L2 adjustable. That's pretty sweet. So if you guys didn't see, I'm gonna try to keep the game on there because I love this music. You can actually, these switches here change the depth of the triggers. So you can see like right here, this pushes all the way in. If I flick this up to be a hair trigger, it just pushes a little bit like that, the activation. So you've got like 2 modes there based on the game you're playing. I was trying to think about use cases for this. I don't know if maybe with shooters, you actually might want a smaller one, or like a racing game, you want the full control over like a throttle or something. I don't know. I'm curious if you guys have thoughts on that, but I think the options are nice. We ever get a Legion branded GPU? I don't know of plans for one currently, but maybe. You never know. Completely replace your desktop? That's pretty sick. How would you describe your sensation of touch when comparing the Go S to the classic Go? Is the change really noticeable on your opinion, or is it almost the same in practice? So yeah, the biggest difference, I mean, you can look at it. I'll put the controllers back on, the main one, is the shape of the device, right? Because particularly like where your palms rest on it. I have that upside down. This one is more angular, right? So you're gonna notice the kind of curvature of this one compared to the angularness of the first Go, if that's a concern for you. Also, I'm gonna take off this message because it's kind of huge. But yeah, you can see like the angleness versus the flushness and the roundness of this. That's the main thing. The other thing is there is a little bit of like, can I even show it to you guys? It's kind of hard to see. Let me sorry for the shakiness here. I'm just gonna try to get a little bit of detail for you. There's like a finish on here. Now I'll change my focus a little bit too. That's a little hard to see. There you go. Can you see it? Like the kind of, it's like a cross stitching almost, it looks like. It's probably very hard to see on screen, but there is like a grippiness finish to this that is a little different from the base one, and it feels really good to hold, particularly around the edges here. It's kind of, it's probably easier to see in the dark one too, but that finish is really nice on the grippiness there for sure. And I think it kind of wraps around the back a little bit too. Yeah, it's actually on the entire back side. Trying to get the focus to play nice with me here. It goes all the way down to here, you see? And all around the buttons as well. So it feels really good there. And there is a little bit of that on the base Go as well, if you see. It's got kind of this, you know, the finish here as well, but this, it's a little bit different on this one. I don't want to say it's better or worse actually. Like I think that it feels like the Go is a little more fine in terms of the finish, with maybe like more dots. This one's a little bit bigger, but it feels equally good to grab. I have heard though that apparently the Go 2, what was Ben saying? It's like a magical finish or something that the Go 2 has for the grip. He's hyping it up, so I'm really excited to try that one out in particular. But yeah, hopefully you can kind of see that okay when I was trying to show it. Mesh grip, yeah, it's kind of the look. It's not mesh, it's like a, I'm trying to think of something I can compare it to. There's not another console. I guess it's kind of similar to like an Xbox controller Connect. Nah, that's different though, that's thicker. I don't know. It's its own thing, but it feels good. Would you ever get a Legion mic for streamers? Probably not. I don't know, maybe. We have accessories coming, but if you want like this type of mic, we're not an audio company, so I doubt we get this level of thing. Maybe a USB one, like a Blue Yeti kind of thing. But we also sell Logitech stuff on Lenovo, so you can also just get a Blue Yeti that way if you want to, or something like that. I am a little bit over here, and I think I have a 2:30 meeting, so I gotta keep an eye on time here. Summer, if you need to jump, you totally can. I know I've gone past here. Yeah, I did a meeting in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap up here in a second, but I'll try and get any last minute questions that I can. Which screen size did you like more, 8 inches or 8.8, the original Go? So I'll be honest, I like the 8.8 personally. I just think it's a little bit bigger, and the screen on this thing is, I think, maybe the best feature of the entire device. It's even better on the Go 2. This one's a little smaller, but you know, it's 8.8 versus 8, so it's not much smaller. I just like the bigger one personally because I'm 30 plus now, so I'm getting a little old in the eyesight. I appreciate the bigger screen, although I don't really want like a tablet, you know, like a you know what I'm saying, the massive ones that are out there. You saw in a store where it's sold that the description mentions the screen has low blue light. Is that true? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Danny, but you can definitely customize like the nightlight setting if that's your concern. You can change the hue on there. You can also use programs like Flux to change that on the fly. So I think like in terms of color balance, you can always play with that. Yeah, of course, Darth. I mean, the big point of these live streams is to do Q&As with you guys and try and get as many questions as we can. Also, YouTube is new, so if you guys enjoy YouTube, thank you for being on here. I think I've only done a couple streams on YouTube, and I will try to do more of those this year. That's a priority, as well as Twitch, and try and merge them all. So I'm glad that we're seeing some turnout there as well. Okay, anything else I missed here? I think I got most of it. Is there a stream team this month? I don't know yet, Seal. I imagine it's being worked on. So stay tuned. If I have updates to share, I will. But I think it's an ongoing priority for the team. So I would imagine the stream team is coming back soon. It's just they work on quarterly cycles. So they're probably setting up the January through March one right now, if I had to guess. And those also typically are mixed in with partners. So like Intel or AMD or Microsoft will help make those happen. And they're probably just finalizing some of the details right now. I'm the only staff member who actually streams on here, so that's why I'm always on. They don't have contracts like that. Do you feel the difference in weight compared to the original? I understand that the Go weighed about 854 and it's about 750G or something like that. A little bit, yeah. I mean, even just feeling this now, this does feel a little bit heavier actually. It's funny, I haven't held this thing since I got the base Go S, but this definitely feels a little bit heavier. So yeah, I think it feels lighter for sure. Did the Go take a walk? It goed and take a walk. Goed and took a walk? I don't know. Has the question on the audio been touched on and asked compared to Legion Go? Has it improved? Hearing this S version, it sounds like it. Yes. So the big difference on this one, Technique, if you've not already seen this one has front firing speakers. So because you have the two speakers right here, versus on this one, they're on top. The sound that comes at you, they're also bigger. If you look at like how big the speaker is here compared to the size on the original, just these two bumps up here, it's just a lot more speaker system. But I think there's also some software stuff done for this, and I know it's a priority for the Go 2 as well, because that was another big feedback areas from the base Go. So, but yeah, the front firing speakers are one of the biggest deals for that. What are the benefits of being part of the stream team? So I think SEAL means like our official streamers on this channel. We do have a stream team for community streamers, just people in the community as well. But obviously for like our contracted streamers, they're getting paid to come on here and stream to the channel, essentially. What was the Steam version? Steam version comes out in May, Jay. What's up, man? And that one is Nebula Violet, which is pretty cool. You don't stream, we riot. True. I get canceled by a chat every day. I'm used to it at this point. Cliff contest when? Thank you for the reminder. I need to give this to like Trent maybe or something, or maybe Matt. I don't know. Somebody can run that. I'm too busy, but we'll do it. Don't let me forget about it. Yes, it was a big feat. It's a big focus point, games, to have this as one of the big upgrades for this generation for sure. Same thing here, Dapsty. Of course, Tightening. Thanks for the question. All right, guys, I am going to wrap things up there. As a reminder, I'm back on Thursday with another stream. We'll probably take even more look at this Legion Go S, and the giveaway is ongoing. Don't forget to enter to win this if you're North America. If you're in Europe, there's not yet a giveaway available, but I think that one will be coming next month or a month after, so stay tuned. And again, as soon as the Steam one becomes available, we'll also be showcasing that one, as well as the laptops and desktops and everything else that we announced this generation. Also, I think that we're getting the glasses soon, so I'm particularly excited about that one because I love the glasses. I think there's a lot of potential there, so that is coming. Make sure you jump on our Discord, jump on our community site if you haven't already, because we have daily discussions there, videos, articles, giveaways, all sorts of stuff. So make sure you're in there, and I'll try to raid somebody at the end here if I can find someone potentially, because I don't think anyone else is streaming right now. So all right, thanks for being here, guys. I will talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.
Bye.